Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, and today we're talking about Granblue Fantasy ReLink. Yes, that is right, the game is alive and kicking. I swear recently some people on social media have messaged me and be like, hey, have there been any updates in this game? And I was like, no, it's kind of gone quiet until now. We got a brand new trailer. This game is very much still in development. You know, it's been over a year since we last spoke about this. That's how quiet it's been. But of course, this is a game that we have been super looking forward to. And since the last time we've seen it, they've made a lot of visual improvements. So today I want to talk about the brand new trailer, which is super cool, playing in the background. And of course, I'll also speak about some of the changes that they have made. So if you guys do enjoy this, if you guys are super excited to finally hear that this game is still going, still alive, then hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this. Think of the improvements. Think of the fact that it looks different to how we last saw it. Let me know in the comments, and of course don't forget to subscribe, because as and when this comes out, we'll be doing a lot more. But anyway, top level, super quickly, in case you're catching this video and you're like, I've never heard of this game before, what is Granblue Fantasy ReLink? Well, it's an upcoming action role-playing game being developed and published by Games, supposedly for Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and of course it's part of the Granblue Fantasy franchise, not a franchise that I have kind of personally played apart from, say, playing Granblue Versus, the fighting game. Outside of that, but it is a massive franchise with a huge following, and of course, during the recent celebrations for the second day of the Granblue Fantasy Festival, Games shared news about the JRPG, which is ReLink. So that is what this trailer is. Of course, prior to this, there were some involvement from Platinum Games. They have since, of course, been removed by mention. I honestly don't know what's kind of gone on behind the scenes, whether they just helped with some of the combat and then they've since kind of like gone their own way. Honestly, not entirely too sure, but the point is, from the early gameplay we saw, it looks super cool, lots of flashy combat, the ability to play both solo and seemingly, in certain situations, in co-op. And of course, you fight epic boss battles, you have over-the-top moves, kind of gameplay that in some ways reminds me a bit of, say, Tales of, as well as, say, monster hunting elements with some of the bosses that you fight. But, turning attention to the brand new trailer, of course, the main focus for this one is showing off the new visual fidelity, which that's kind of jumped out to me straight away. The second they jumped over to the gameplay, there seems to be a lot more detail on the characters, especially, say, their facial animations, and of course, just kind of seeing that personality coming through. I mean, I honestly thought the game looked really cool before, but they have, of course, you know, it's almost like night and day difference when you look at them side by side. That being said, this was, of course, one of the main focuses, as mentioned by the director, who is Tetsuya Fukuhara. The new teaser also has a focus on combat, but it also shows this throughout a variety of different zones. Some of the previous gameplays they've shown us have been, like, largely speaking, running through one cohesive zone, but this time around we get a look at various different environments, up close look at different characters, their gameplay, of course their various different behaviors, and of course, again, it shows a lot of sort of the expression in those characters, which is something that hadn't previously been focused on in the trailers. Apparently, according to Games, the development for the game is going smoothly, and it's possible, keep in mind possible, so pinch of salt this kind of thing, but it is possible we might get a release date in their anniversary livestream, which is coming up in March 2022. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. It is a game that has been in development for quite some time, so I'd love to think that we could be playing this next year. But at this stage, we still don't have a release date just yet. The trailer also does show off a brand new character called Roland, who is the character with long hair and glasses. He serves as the vicar in the local church in a remote down in the Zegagrand Skydom, I believe that's how you pronounce it. He provides support for the crew on their journey, although it's only for his own personal reasons. And it's also worth noting, in-game, of course, you will have seen various different aspects. You see some of the sort of more single-player driven stuff, plus we have seen co-op stuff. One of the big questions up until this point was always, how is that going to work? They've said that basically the game offers two modes. There's a single player main story narrative adventure, where of course you play through solo, seemingly, but they do also have quests where you can then basically take on new content as you progress the main story, and these quests support up to 4 players co-op. So it seems like not the entire game will be playable in co-op, but it will of course you know, allow you to kind of drop in, drop out. So I guess quests are the kind of maybe like more Monster Hunter-y aspects, where it's just like, hey, jump in with your friends, fight this giant big ass dragon, have some fun. Honestly, as much as it would have been cool to have played the whole game with your friends, I'm still glad they've got co-op in here in some way, because the combat in this just looks super cool. And from previous gameplay videos, we've seen ways that you can sort of team up with your buddies, kind of do different sort of cool combo attacks, line different things up and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. We do, of course, get a few snippets of that in this trailer, but that's basically how it's going to work. So if you're wondering what the split is, basically single player, narrative, story-driven experience with the ability to jump into some select quests as you progress, that support up to 4 players. So just kind of like taking a moment to sort of mention a few things in the trailer. Honestly, I just really like what I'm seeing. I mean, this, like, visually, the game is looking very, very nice. They've done a good job of showcasing some of the different characters, you know, varied gameplay styles, of course, also the different biomes, like going from icy caves, like a castle ruins, a jungle. Honestly, it's looking really, really cool. And in fact, some of the characters that we've seen are ones that I don't think we've seen in previous gameplays, unless they just sort of changed their appearance or whatnot, but some of them definitely do look new. And of course, we do still have a few familiar faces, the sort of green, almost centaur-looking boss we've seen before, the giant dragon. So definitely some things that we have seen before, but also, of course, with a nice new visual fidelity pass. So yeah, honestly, I'm really liking this. I'm thinking this is looking super cool. And again, I'm just super excited that it is definitely still very much alive. So that's it for the time being. Let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know what you want to see more of. And of course, don't forget to keep it locked for plenty more. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to catch more from us, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest uploads. And if you want somewhere to hang out, play games, or chat all things from games to anime, food to fitness, consider joining the HyperX Gaming Discord.